Hi. So I was asked by a few students if I would put together a video that shows you how to do the project where you are taking shapes and pieces of things and slotting them together to make a sculpture. So behind me is a painting by the artist that we were using as our study. It's Jean Dubuffet, and he's a French artist who did all of these, he did like crazy stuff. He has sculptures that are in Chicago that you can climb on. It's this, it looks like white chunks of something with black outlines around it. Paintings like this, what he did is he would actually dress people and have them wearing parts of his art, and then they would like, everybody would see everything like kind of camouflaged in together. And then all of a sudden these people would start walking and be like, whoa, where did they come from? And they start to approach. So yeah, I'm going to switch cameras and I'll show you how to get started. So I put together some of the supplies you're going to need. I have markers here. If you only have the black Sharpie marker to use for this, along with the white paper from your sketchbook, that's fine. Otherwise, if you follow along in the tutorial that I put in the slideshow for the assignment, you could see that we also could use a cereal box. Like, for example, if you happen to have this limited edition Peep cereal by any chance, if you guys are done with the cereal or whatever box you have, you could cover this, open it up all the way, covered it with paper that you glue on, and then you could decorate it. Or quite honestly, I mean, if it's brightly colored, you could maybe even just use as is and put together your sculpture that way. Be an interesting take. All right, so I have these 2 sheets of paper here, but I also found some cardstock that I might use. So if you find any, like maybe some of you have parents who are crafty, or maybe you are a person who enjoys crafts, that would be good. So I'm starting off by making just some random shapes with a marker. I really don't have a plan. I'm just making stuff. Okay. And then what I would do is, while it's still in one sheet, maybe start putting some designs in it. Maybe dividing it into parts. And adding colors. If you ever get a chance to go to Chicago downtown and see the sculptures, they have sculpture walks that you can go to. Probably if you went on the internet and looked up sculpture walks in Chicago, there's definitely going to be tours and stuff like that to do. Another cool tour you could do in Chicago would be the architecture tour. That one is fantastic, and they have them as walking tours, or you can do them like where you ride a bus and it takes you through the town. And it's cool because then you find out a lot of information about the city that people there, a lot of them don't even know, because you know, when you live in a place, like if you have always lived in Elgin, how much do you really know about Elgin unless you kind of visit it as a tourist? So there's actually a lot of cool stuff to know about Elgin. The watch factory, for example, the Elgin Watch Factory, that was a place where my mother had her first job. It was would have been in the 1930s. My mom worked at the Elgin Watch Factory. Kind of cool. So years later, when I was getting hired to work in U46, I was super excited to kind of be a part of something that my mom at one time had been a part of. Not the school district, but Elgin. So kind of cool. I'm just going to put some lines in here. All right, next step, once I'm done decorating this, we're going to be cutting out all of these shapes.